The interview that you did and the live thing. Did you want to try to make this fight somehow separate from your other fights and more distinct?
I just think every fight is different. Every fight is not the same. I think every fight is different. And of course, with this promotion, I've been carrying the promotion. If you go back and look, I don't really know because like when other fighters are fighting, like far as I'm a football and basketball guy myself. That's what I really watch. When you ask me about basketball, I can tell you. You ask me about football, I can tell you. I can't, when it comes to any other fight, I can't really tell you too much. But I do know who Miguel Cotto is. I've been knowing Miguel Cotto since when he first turned professional. He used to come to Top Rank Boxing Gym and sit right there every day and watch me train.
I guess I was getting at, in terms of promotion, you're showing a different side of yourself as opposed to just, trash talking the fight, like the interview you did with Dyson, you've done different things this time around. Was there a reason that you wanted to go that route?
I think they show, what they want to show. I sit down with 24/7, the lady Bentley from HBO. I sit down with her. I do an interview. I sit down and give her an interview for 2 hours. She tell me, she basically don't like the interview that I give her for 2 hours. I said, what's the matter with it? Basically, what's the matter with the interview? She said, that's not what we want. She said, we want you to basically, we need, animated Floyd. We need wild, over the top, bad language, wild. That's what she want. That's what they want. They feel like that is entertainment. So I'm gonna give them what they want.
Would it help if I ask the right questions? Would it help if I ask the right questions?
Yeah.
Get you going.
It's not really that. Nothing has to get me going. As far as, because when that bell rings, I'm gonna get to going regardless. Because that's my job. But I think that 24/7 was interesting. A little different. Two guys doing what they do, hanging out like they hang out. But that ain't my cup of tea. But to each his own.
Did you get a feeling that the wild over the top Floyds that people want to see? Do people still want to see that, or is that kind of where? I told her I'm older now, so I'm kind of tired. But she said they still want it, so I'm kind of tired. I just want to go to the gym, train to go home. But, counting tax of $10,000 isn't that what you do?
Of course, if you live in Las Vegas, you always count cash. This is the betting place, it's the betting capital. So you're always counting cash. Everybody's counting cash. It's just everybody is betting a different amount. I got people on my team that bets. They may bet a couple of G's, but they counting money. It's just that mine just happens just to be on TV. Because I have a camera crew that's following me 20, basically, hours throughout the day.
When you made your first bet when you were young, right? Were you nervous because it wasn't long after you were poor? You had a poor upbringing. You talk a lot about that. Now it's the first time you're risking a lot of the money that you earned. When watching the game and you're thinking about it, what was that like?
Well, I want to say this. I don't want to say just like it's just a gorgeous upbringing. I just had we just say it was a roller coaster ride because it really was never a stable home. Some days, I would go back and forth from Jersey to Michigan. Sometimes I would stay with my grandmother. Of course, she was cleaning up offices and cleaning up hotel rooms. My grandmother. My dad, I would see him when it was time to go to the boxing gym. It really wasn't no boxing gym then. It's just like he'd stop by and leave a couple dollars. And, sometimes, I would run around with my father, go to different places with my father. And we run errands. When you're in the hustling world, we run a few errands. And things can get a little wild sometimes. And sometimes, because, my whole life, hearing gunshots and seeing guns, was normal. What's normal if you come up like that? It's normal where I'm from. And but I stayed with my mother in Jersey. I had it kind of rough, kind of roller coaster ride.
really basically raising myself as a kid. You know, my older sister took care of us. Basically, she made sure we got up every morning. She made sure we went to school. But I only had like 3 pair of pants and probably 3 shirts. And so, you know, you basically mix your little 3 outfits that you do got, you mix it together. Probably had 1 pair of shoes. You know, and then, you know, when I know I needed hot water, you know, we didn't have, you know, as far as running water, it was cold. So what we'd do is we'd heat water on the stove, and we'd mix the water from the stove with the water in the bathtub, so we, you know, so I could have warm water. We heat it on the stove. And to open we never had a key to open the door. We used, you know, I popped the lock with a butter knife. So, you know, those things that you go through. When you walk down the hall, you know, our building, we don't have no lights in the building at all. It smells like urine, but you don't know it smells like urine because you're so used to it. To you, it don't, you know, to someone who comes there that's new, they're gonna come and say, whoa, you see the smell, but I was used to it, you know. So, you know, and then I think it was a hotel across the street. They built a nice hotel down kind of across the street a little bit from where we live. So we used to go over there and do flips. On the in front of the hotel on the grass. We get $1. And they give us $1 or $2. People see us flipping, they give us some money. Then we take the money and go to Burger King. And me and a friend of mine, his name was James Brown. He was younger than me.
Godfather?
No, not kid, this kid. And so we didn't, you know, just, you know, that situation. But every weekend I used to go over to a family member house, and she had three boys. You know, she had 3 sons. One of them was into music, and the other 2 was basically into sports. She's taking me to go watch them play, you know, football. And she's let me call home back to Michigan. She's let me use the phone because we didn't have a phone. So, and then I stayed over there for the weekend. She take me to go get pizza. So, but then, you know, I went back to Michigan. Still, you know, still the rough life. You know, just boxing. You know, in school I think I could have done well. In school I could have done well. You know, my father, anything, my father would beat me for anything I done. I don't care if it was, I may not even done it, but, you know, he'd beat me. And so, I was just like, yo, I just always keep my fingers crossed and say prayers, like, hopefully someday I just become an adult, so I can get away from this. I got tired of getting beat.
You know, I don't mean this to be funny, but you talk about popping a lock with a butter knife. You pop a lock with a butter knife around where you live now, there can be a lot of people coming with guns in their hands, right? I mean, so it's kind of the change in
Actually, I don't even got to keep in my house.
So how do you get into your house?
I mean, probably somebody let me in. I don't know. Just go, I guess, the garage remote. Right.
But you know the difference, right? I mean, I guess I'm just pointing out the difference where you come from. You know, one day you're opening the door with a butter knife, and now how many years later you're you know, kind of, you know, living in a.
But I always knew I always knew this was gonna happen. I always knew it.
When did that become?
I knew it.
Was it a dream, or was it just something you thought you never?
Of course, you daydream it every day. You know, you daydream it every day. When I stayed at my grandmother's house with my grandmother, she basically, they say she showed me favoritism. But I always been basically my grandmother had 9 children. If I'm not mistaken, she had 9 children. And basically, I'm her 10th child. I basically was her child also.
And this is your dad's mom?
My dad's mother, yes. And so, at one particular time, I asked my mother, well, can she come from Jersey and move back to Michigan? Well, can she move? And so she came. And so when me and my grandmother wasn't seeing eye to eye, my mother only lived basically 2 blocks away. I'd go around the corner and stay with her. But, and you know, she still had it rough. And you know, all I used to say is just that,
when I get the opportunity to better myself and put my family in a better position, that's what I'll do.
When you were a kid, was the dream to be a star athlete, a basketball player, a boxer, whatever it was, or was it to be rich and famous? Was there a difference?
I think when I was younger, I always just wanted to, you know, I lay in my bed. I lay in my bed every night. You know, just with every boxer you could name on my wall, every poster. I didn't care. You know, you go to the centerfold, basically, of a boxing magazine. So you get the centerfold, and they got the color picture. And then I used to watch. Basically, I had TV. I used to just watch. I watch boxing. I don't care. I watch boxing tapes. I mean, I don't care who it is. I watch boxing day in and day out. And then I stand up and I shadow box and say, you know, I can't wait till it's my turn. And then, you know, even like I had Janelle Hernandez poster on my wall. I should see him fight on TV. I was like, nobody's gonna never beat this guy. It's like one of the best fighters I've ever seen. So crafty and tall and long. I was like, man, you know, in my mind, I was like, yeah, cause I was a kid. I was like, in my mind, he'd be out of boxing by the time my turn, bro. I look up 21, me and this guy facing each other. I'm like, whoa. Because at that time, and he used to box in Anaheim. And he used to fight at the Olympic auditorium. So it's like, man, good fighter.
You fought Oscar, I guess, the year you were in the Olympics. Do you remember that fight?
Yeah, actually, no, but I think that Janelle Hernandez probably would have beat Oscar, but he went into the fight already with a broken nose from training, and an opportunity like that only presents itself one time. So, you know, he had to take the money. So, you know, going into the fight, he already had an injury. But, you know, opportunities like that come once in a lifetime. So, you got to take advantage of it.
I think at that point in time, that was, you know, that fight was at lightweight.
Yeah,
he had never lost at
130.
But he had lost it. What was about him as a fighter that was so, you know, because that doesn't seem like your kind of fighter. Well, you know, his style, the way he fights, it seemed like you like, you know.
But who I'm liking don't have nothing to do with it. How I'm fighting.
No, I know that, but I'm just saying, you know, a lot of times when you talk about boxers, I've heard you say about, you know, styles that you like, and it didn't seem like.
It's different fighters that I like in boxing that when I was a kid that I like. Like I like Aaron Pryor. I love Larry Holmes. Aaron Pryor and Larry Holmes are guys that I love. It always made me mad because I didn't know who to pick between Hearns and Hagler. When Hearns and Hagler fought, I was like, man, I didn't know who to pick. You know, when Leonard and Hearns fought, I was like, I don't know who to pick. When Hagler and Leonard fought, I was upset. I was mad. You know, some days I look and say Leonard won. Some days I look and say Hagler won. Then I'll be upset because, you know, of course you got the fabulous four: Roberto, Duran, Sugar Ray Leonard, Tommy Hearns, and Marvin Hagler. So, you know, when those four fought, and then when Tommy Hearns knocked out Roberto Duran, I was like, man, you know, that's unbelievable. You know, because at that particular time he has never been knocked out.